Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Junkmaster3. And what do you know? It's time for another top 5 of the month for the month of December 2022. I know I've been a little bit delayed with videos lately, but I've been so tired and yeah, I just haven't had any energy to make any new videos because I'm constantly on high medication right now, and just that just makes me incredibly like tired in general. So that's the reason why I haven't made any videos in quite a while. Well, enough about the excuses. Now let's continue with the list itself. The top 5 of the month for the month of December 2022. And also, I have to mention before I start with the list that I'm also gonna make the top 10 best films I watched and the top 10 worst films I watched during 2022 as well. Those two videos I'm probably gonna make right after this one. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, anyway, let's continue with the top 5 of the month for the month of December 2022. So first off, we have the film called Deadly Games from 1989. This is a French Christmas horror film, which is quite interesting. I mean, you don't really come across those type of films that often, but it just felt like, I know this is made before Home Alone, but it has a Home Alone type of feel to it, and I would say it's an extra plus that this takes place in the 80s as well because it has some really nice music to it. And the main bad guy in the film, like this crazy Santa, is really creepy. I would say that the best way to describe this is if you imagine Home Alone, but in a more like a horror type film, or like if you mix Home Alone with a horror film, you get this film. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. So if you think that sounds interesting, go check this one out. I really appreciated this one. So yeah, Deadly Games at number 5. At number 4 is a film that I watched in the cinemas, and I mean, ever since I heard about this film, I knew from the get go that I just had to watch this. And the film is directed by Tommy Wirkola, or Wirkola. I'm not really sure how you pronounce his name, but he's probably most famous for directing the Dead Snow 1 and 2 films, and along with Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. But this is his film Violent Night, and it's sort of like another one of those like I thought this would be more of a horror film than it actually was. I would say this is more of an action type of film. Like I wouldn't compare it to Die Hard. That sounds really strange, but it's more of an action film than a horror film. That's what I want to say in general. So yeah, and if you think that sounds interesting, and with like a Santa, because the Santa himself, I thought from the get go that he would be like a bad guy, but he turns out to be a good guy of the film, and he pretty much has to kill off all of the bad guys in the film, and I thought that was quite interesting. So anyway, Violent Night at number 4, real entertaining film. I will definitely pick that one up on DVD or Blu-ray if it ever comes out over here. So yeah. And at number 2, not number 2, what am I talking about? Number 3 is a film that I mean, just when I saw the actor who was in this film, I thought, well, I'm gonna enjoy this no matter what, even though the film itself might not be great. But I really appreciated this one. The actor I'm thinking about is, or talking about, is John Candy, and the film is called Delirious from 1991. Very interesting premise. It's basically about John Candy's character. He gets like stuck in a. It sort of has a Groundhog Day type vibes to it. It's basically just he has to write the story. I mean, he's sort of like a I think he's supposed to be a screenwriter or a producer of a TV series, and he like gets stuck in that world after like a really weird accident with his car. So he has to like he has to write the story while he lives in the story. Yeah, I think that sounds really strange, but it's a very interesting premise and really entertaining in general. Really funny comedic moments in it as well, and very heartwarming sequences as well. So real entertaining. If you like John Candy, don't miss out on this one. Go check it out. It's real entertaining. Yeah, Delirious at number 3. At number 2, we have a film which it's this prison film, and I've always had a soft spot for prison films in general. This came out in 2020, and the film is called Escape from Pretoria with Daniel Radcliffe. And I think his performance in this was really great. And I think some people might say this is slightly boring or like really like lackluster, but I really thought that the atmosphere was really on top and really tense. You kept thinking, "Oh my God, how I really hope they get through with this." It's sort of like a prison escape type film, or like they try to escape from this prison and they get like wrongfully accused of things. So yeah, this is really tense. I mean, it's just the atmosphere and the acting itself that really makes this film really great. I mean, the storyline might have been done like numerous of times before, but I just thought the acting and the atmosphere is just really on top on this one. So, Escape from Pretoria at number 2. And at number 1 is a film which is not very easy to watch and not very easy to digest. The film is called No Child of Mine from 1997. This is a made-for-TV film from the UK. And I think, I'm not entirely sure, I mean, don't quote me with this one, but I think this is based on true events. It's basically about this poor girl who lives in this horrible family. I mean, her father pretty much leaves her for good, and she's left with her mother, and her mother is very abusive towards her, and she invites other men to the house who are also very abusive. And I mean, this is not a film that is very easy to talk about. And it really felt like right after I watched this film, I just wanted to take a shower because you feel really filthy and really disgusting after watching this film. So it's not an easy film to watch, and even though it's not very often that I get really disgusted by films. I mean, I think this movie really did a great job at that, because there's barely, I mean, there's no any blood or gore effects in sight, and still this movie made me feel really uncomfortable. So really. It's not an easy film to watch, but for those of you who can handle things like that, go check this one out. This has really great performances in it as well. So yeah, No Child of Mine at number 1. So yeah, there you go. There you have the top 5 of the month for the month of December 2022. Like I said before, I'm gonna prioritize the videos, top 10 best and top 10 worst films I watched during last year. So that's gonna be the next 2 videos probably. So yeah, keep your eyes open for those videos, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.